Update, you're exaggerating, it's just a wedding, said my mother when I was not invited to my own sister's wedding. Instead, I booked a trip. A few days later, my family wouldn't stop calling my phone. Part 2. Alright, the wedding day arrived, Saturday. I was in Miami having a peaceful breakfast by the sea, coffee, toast, and zero stress. Meanwhile, back in Santa Barbara, everyone was in full event of the century mode. I won't lie, I was curious. I opened Instagram, the usual, Emily posting 1,000 stories, white dress, bouquet, makeup, walking in with dad like they were super close, her friends yelling the most beautiful bride and the typical background music, probably Ed Sheeran or something like that, all very pretty, very perfect, or so it seemed. Around 12 o'clock, my phone started vibrating nonstop. First, a message from my cousin Jake, dude, did you see this? A link to a Twitter thread. I opened it, a video recorded from one of the back pews in the church, Emily at the altar, holding her fiancé's arm, music playing, people clapping, and suddenly, the guy freezes, literally stands still as if something just snapped in his mind. She whispers something. You can't hear it. He replies without looking at her, and without another word, he turns around and walks out. Just like that, in front of everyone. A woman screamed, another started crying. The groom's mother stood up like she had just been punched in the chest. Emily stood frozen, eyes wide as saucers. The pastor had no idea what to do. A security guy tried to stop the groom. He shoved him aside and walked right out the main door. The camera wobbled, fell to the floor, people ran after him, voices, shouts, total chaos. I watched the video 3 times. I could not believe it. I thought, this has to be a joke, a setup. But no, 3 different accounts posted it, all from different angles. It was confirmed. The wedding crashed and burned right at the altar with 150 guests watching. And of course, what followed was predictable. A message from Aunt Susan. Ethan, please answer. Emily is a mess. We need you to come. Excuse me, now I'm part of the family again. Now I'm useful. After not even being invited to the wedding. After Emily publicly stated only the important people would attend, I left the message on read. Then my mother, please Ethan, this has been a disaster. You have no idea what has happened. Your sister needs you. I didn't reply either. A little while later, I got a voice message. It was Brandon, my cousin Jessica's husband. Bro, you wouldn't believe the mess. The groom found some messages between Emily and her ex. Total madness. They were recent, like 2 months ago. Someone showed him right before the ceremony. It wasn't random. He had it printed, paper in hand, threw it in her face in the dressing room, said something like, this is what I'm getting into if I marry you, and left. Boom. And that's when I remembered that time. Emily called me at 2 in the morning, crying because her ex had left her for someone else. I got in the car and went to pick her up, said nothing, just drove. I spent an hour listening to her saying, nobody understands me. I made her soup, let her sleep in my bed, I took the couch, and 2 days later, she got back with that same guy, and she never even thanked me. So no, I wasn't surprised she kept messaging him. And I wasn't surprised someone found out and threw it in her face on her wedding day, and honestly, I didn't feel sorry, I felt angry. Because I know that if things had gone well, they wouldn't have even remembered I existed. I spent the afternoon at the spa, massage session, sauna, total relaxation. I posted a photo, me in a robe, drink in hand, turquoise ocean in the background, less drama, more massages. Hashtag self-care, hashtag not available, total silence. I turned off my phone, no vibrations, nothing, no more Ethan will fix it, no more Ethan help us, no more being the emotional crutch for a family that only sees me when I'm convenient. And while everything was burning down back in Santa Barbara, I slept like a king for the first time in years. I went back to Austin a week after the wedding, not out of nostalgia, not for family. I had things to wrap up, had to empty out the apartment, handle paperwork, the bare minimum. I did not answer a single message. I did not open even one of the 80 unread WhatsApp messages waiting for me. I read a few from the lock screen. Emily is devastated. Mom won't stop crying. Don't be cruel, me, after they erased me from the wedding like I never existed, after years of putting up with everything and swallowing every humiliation in silence, now I'm the cruel one. Well, yes, if that's what being cruel means, then call me cruel. I went to the law office, I removed my parents as beneficiaries from my accounts, I updated my will, and I closed that account my mother used for family things that always magically ended up paying for something for Emily. That same day, I got a message from her, Ethan, the grocery card isn't working, did something happen with the account? I replied, account closed, nothing else. I did not feel like giving explanations. And then came the part that always happens when you start setting boundaries. Someone shows up in person. My mother came without warning, doorbell, 8 in the morning. I was still in my robe, coffee in hand. I opened the door, and there she was, with that face she puts on when she wants you to feel sorry for her. Ethan, are you really going to do this? We're your family. I didn't answer right away, I just stared at her. It was hard not to laugh at the performance. Just a few months ago, she made me feel awful for saying I was exhausted from work one night. I remember, I showed up at my parents' house for dinner. I was worn out. My head literally hurt from stress. I told them I might need to take some time away, that I felt like no one was listening to me. You know what she did? She looked at me, laughed, and said, "Oh Ethan, don't start with your drama, always so dramatic." That sentence destroyed me. I kept it inside. like always, I smiled again, like always, but that night, I knew I could never show my real self in that house. I had to be useful, strong, available, back at the door, so now I'm family, after I wasn't important enough to have a chair at the wedding? She stayed quiet. Emily is really bad, Ethan. She's in bed, she won't talk to anyone. That's not my problem. It hurt to say it, I won't lie, but it had to be said. Your father was very worried. And where was he when you all decided I wasn't even worth a seat in the church? Nothing. Silence. I'm tired, I told her, tired of always being available for you, of paying, of holding everything together, of rescuing everyone. But we're your family. No, you used to be my family, now you're just people who share my last name, nothing more. I closed the door, not in a dramatic way, I just closed it, period.